Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our Mia Drake discard deck. So, no changes for this deck this week. I honestly couldn't pick too many faults in this deck, to be honest. There are occasions, of course, where it simply just does not go off. But that can be said for about a fair few of the decks in this format anyway, so... yeah, maybe Sky Sovereign needs changing, I'm not quite sure, but for the most part, I think there is pretty much no problem with this deck. It runs quite smoothly, so without further ado, let's get into the games. I'll see you there. Okay, we're in and we're on the play. We've got a turn 2 Wharf Infiltrator that can discard Scroungers and get some 3/2s. We can also discard the Daredevils and get those back as well. So yeah, I think this one's perfectly fine. So we'll go Island and Renegade map, go for our black source. So we've got one of each colour. We do need the double black for the Grasp of Darkness, so hopefully we draw a swamp at some point before it becomes useful. And there's another Daredevil. Okay, well, crack the map, go get a swamp, and then we'll play our Infiltrator. And I think I'll actually discard the Daredevils over the Scroungers, to be honest, because the Scrounger will get back the Daredevils anyway. Glorybound Initiate cannot block the Infiltrator. And a land drop is lovely. That's actually what I was hoping to see. We're going to swing first, though, because I wouldn't mind playing a swamp instead. Not that it really makes a great deal of difference, but since we're going to be paying 2 anyway to make a 3/2. So let's loot away a Daredevil. Make a 3/2. Island and pass. So he's going to have to exert his initiate if he wants to get in now. And I'm fine trading a token for this dude, if he wants to go that route. Black or white? So it's going to be some sort of life gain shell, I would imagine. There's a Liliana. Kills our Infiltrator. Yup. But we may be able to trade his initiate off here. We'll see how that goes. Drakehaven. That's interesting. So we could go swing in. He either blocks or he takes Liliana down to 1. And then we'll play Temple, Scrounger, Copter, and then next turn we play Drakehaven with 1 mana left open to loot and make a Drake. Yeah, that seems good. Alright, so swing at Liliana. And he does trade. Which is fine for us. So we're going to go Temple, Scrounger, and I think we will pull this back to hand, since it's a loot target. We might not get another artifact in our hand for some time, so it's essentially 2 free discards on that one. Still want to see that double black. Eiley, Eternal Pilgrim. Into Shadows of the Past. Okay. So Eiley sacks creatures and gains life, and then Shadows of the Past scries when things die. So this kind of life gain, life drain kind of situation. Liliana ticks up on the Scrounger. Not enough for us to stop us from crewing up with our Copter though. There's an island. Alright, we'll Drakehaven first, because we want that Drake. And then we'll crew up. And swing at Lily. Yes, please. There's that swamp. Alright, so discard the Daredevil. Pay 1 for a Drake. I don't think he's going to be sacrificing anything too important. Next turn with Eiley, so there's no need to kill her just yet. And then we'll play our swamp. Pass the turn. And we're in not a bad situation at all. Oblivion Strike. Exiles the Scrounger. That's not ideal. And swings for 2. You can still kill Lily though if he doesn't have a 1-mana answer to our Copter. Because we can play the Daredevil instead. Or maybe whatever we draw here. More swamps. Okay, so Swamp, and then Daredevil, holding up Grasp of Darkness mana. Though I don't think we'll use the Grasp of Darkness mana, because I think we'll want a Drake instead. Because once Liliana's out the way, then we'll have lots of power in the air for us. Yeah, let's loot away this skeleton. You can get that back later as repeatable discard. So, Lily's down. Got a decent board presence now, and our opponent's down to 2 cards. So it's going to be a little awkward for them to get back from this, I think. Solemn Offering. Kills our Copter. Okay. That is annoying. And then an Initiate. So we're going to swing in with everything here because I'm happy to trade off our ground creatures for a 3/1 that we can get back our Daredevils anyway. If you drew an artifact, for example, Renegade map, anything of that sort, we get it right back. Advanced Stitch Swing. Alright, well, swing first. Won't mind this in our graveyard. And he's just going to let go. Alright, I think the only thing we can grab back right now is the skeleton, and I don't really care for that. So it's just going to be Stitchwing, Hold Up, Grasp of Darkness. Decent blocker. And I'm happy to trade the Stitchwing off to the Eiley, because then it enables us to discard later on in the game, which right now we don't have that functionality. I'm expecting like a double swing here, or no swing at all. Just going for the life, we'll kill that. And sack it in response. The reason we do it before the trigger is because now he only gains 1 life off of sacking it with Eiley. He does get to scry, of course. He goes up to 16. And then we swing for a lot next turn. He's got a Murder for the Stitchwing. Pretty sweet. Actually appreciate that. So we might just hold the card in hand, whatever it is. Haunted Dead. Huh. We can pay 3 to get the skeleton back, and then discard both for the Stitchwing. leaves us with 1 mana open. So we only get 1 Drake off of doing that. We can do that at instant speed, so we'll wait on this. Swing first. I want to see if he wants to trade off his Eiley for our 4-2. He does. Alright. Scry's 2. Because we can build a pretty sizable board here. And using the Haunted Dead to discard as well allows us to have a discard in our graveyard ready to go. So we'll do all of our discard stuff on his end step. And we'll have another 2-2 Drake as well in the air. Just a Child of Night. Okay, so hopefully I've done the math correctly here. We get our Skeleton back to hand. And then we discard 2 cards to get our Stitchwing back to hand. We've got 1 mana left open, so we can make 1 Drake and get a 3-4. And we've got another Stitchwing to discard later to the Haunted Dead. We'll swing. Takes him down to 3, goes up to 5, and then he's still got lethal in the air. And that's a land drop, so that's going to be game. Wonderful. Didn't even play the Stitchwing last turn as well, because the next card that we draw just gets us back loads of stuff, so in the case of a board wipe, I want 2 cards in hand ready to go. Alright, well, we go to combat. We swing. We win. GG. Awesome. Yeah, it's always nice when this deck does its thing. You're always discarding a discard outlet into your graveyard, which can discard, and it just continues that cycle. And with a Drakehaven on board, then you're just doing a lot of fun things. So I do really enjoy this deck. Anyway, let's go on to another match. Alright, we're in and we're on the draw. We've got our Wharf Infiltrator with our Ovalchase Daredevil to discard. And then we've got our Smuggler's Copter to bring it back so we can discard it again. I think this is a lovely hand. We've got decent mana as well, which is always nice to see. Ooh. Consulate Dreadnought. Okay. Usually only see that card with the Siege modification. And especially do not see it in black as well. We've got Fatal Push for it anyway, so if he ever does manage to suit it up, it is dead. We don't have to worry about that until turn 3 if he gets double red. So if he plays red here, we've got to worry kind of. Yeah, there's red. Because we don't want this getting siege modified. At all. Becomes a 10-11 first strike, essentially. So let's just land and pass, see if he has it. If he goes red source into siege modification, we go fatal push. Red source. Ooh, doesn't have it. Okay. Because now we get to Wharf Infiltrator the turn after. And still hold up fatal push. Just a little bit of a shame he didn't have it there, because that has actually set us back just a teeny weeny little bit. Let's go Infiltrator. And pass the turn. Still hold up the fatal push. This hand has become a little bit clunky as the games progress, because we have an Ori which we would really love to make good use of, but all of our cards are not very easily castable. We can, of course, discard them to the Infiltrator, though. Never on our Infiltrator. Okay. I think I'm just gonna fatal push the Heart of Kieran at this point. He doesn't have the siege modification right now. So we just have to worry about a top deck on that. Otherwise, he's not really doing much because he needs to crew 6 for that Dreadnought. And that's not going to be easy for him. Right, I think we'll Copter and we'll Renegade map. More mana means it's easier to get empty-handed. Not sure how much our opponent can make use of the Orrery. Inventor's Fair into Glorybringer. Ooh. That's problematic. Yeah, that might be enough. Because he can exert it whenever he wants and kill any one of my creatures. Dreadnought only deals 3. Ah, dear. Right, well, crack the map for a swamp. Play the swamp. If only this was 4, then it'd be able to deal with it perfectly, but as it stands, we're taking 7 next turn. And losing a creature. And then we die the turn after. I think this is just a bit too slow, and our opponent's got the perfect setup for it. So, yeah. I guess we can Sky Sovereign take down the dude. And take 4 instead. At least this way we've got protection from the Glorybringer, because if he swings into Exert, there's siege modification, we lose. Ah, top decks and a half. Yeah, I preferred this line because even if he exerts to kill one of our creatures, we crew in response, and then the Sky Sovereign can kill Glorybringer. But yeah, the modification, so that'll do it. I do enjoy this combo. It's very susceptible to a 1 mana removal spell though, which is quite popular in this format. But, you know. Dropped our guard because he didn't have it, and we were going to drop it later anyway, so. Alright, I think we've got time for one more game. That one was pretty short. Alright, we're in. We're on the play. We've got Ruthless Snipers and Fatal Pushes. We need our land drops, though. If we hit a land drop, this hand's pretty sweet. Betting on me hitting a land drop is not usually a good thing to do. But, let's do it. Sniper, go. Because if we get another land, we get the Copter. And the Copter can start discarding graveyard recurring creatures. And find us the rest of our land drops and things like that. So, any land whatsoever is good here. Crypt Breaker. Against zombies, then. Well, we do have a Fatal Push for that. If all else goes wrong. Right, well, all else went wrong. So, let's Fatal Push. And we're getting for our 1. Don't want him getting Crypt Breaker value. That's just a way for him to steamroll us really quickly and get out of hand so fast. Is it black-white zombies, or is it blue-black zombies? Or is it a combination of both? It looks like black or white zombies with the Smuggler's Copter. Huh. Okay. Well, we've got Fatal Push for his Smuggler's Copter. Because we're not hitting our land drops. Yeah. Wicked. Always love that. Alright. Probably not taking damage next turn. Because I will murder his Copter. Goes with a Dread Wanderer. And it's a tapped zombie as well. Huh. Interesting choice. I feel like he would have had a 2-drop. Maybe he forgot that it didn't come into play tapped. Oh my god. Well, discarding to hand size. Not the end of the world with this deck. Let's game for one. How long can we go without a land? We've got 2 things we can actually do though. Oh, it is Esper Zombies. I've not seen Esper Zombies before. I was kind of curious to try it out myself. Goes with a lovely little crew of that. Okay, well. Goes to combat, loses his copter. So yeah, it was a good idea to get rid of Crypt Breaker because he can discard graveyard recurring zombies. With blue, there's a lot of self-mill for that kind of thing. Come on, land. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we'll copter ourselves. This is a blocker for the Lord of the Accursed, unless he wants to pay mana to give it Menace. That'll tap it down anyway. We're not blocking the Dread Wanderer with our copter to begin with. Goes with a Flesh Bag. Alright, well, crew in response. And then we'll lose our sniper. It's really his Flesh Bag. Fair enough. Wants to game for 3 then, I take it. It looks that way. We will not block. Still on a land. Land would be lovely. Because land actually means we can loot with the copter and pay 1 to give this -1/-1. Oh my god. It's so painful. We should loot right now, because I want to hit my land drops. We're sort of at risk for another Flesh Bag being really punishing. There's a land. Alright, get rid of... Get rid of the Daredevils. They're further away. And they're still really good at recursion. Let's drop the... Let's drop the Lord of the Accursed. And then play our land. So we can cast these. We can't cast the Daredevils just yet. And if these die blocking a Dread Wanderer, then they've effectively done their job anyway and gone to the graveyard all the same. Another prized amalgam. Alright. Still want a land drop though. Land drop would be sweet, because then we can prized amalgam, crew, loot, and give -1/-1 to something. Down to 10 though. Could use our 1 of Languish. So let's go Swamp. Is it not graveyard? Just a Daredevil. Okay, let's amalgam. Crew. This line's a little risky. We should have maybe grasped the Lord of the Curse just so that there's less damage coming through, but I think we'll be alright. Make that powerless. Next turn he loses it. And we got a 3/3 to back block his 3/3. Okay, giving him menace. Another reason for killing that lord. Because we can't block. We take 7. That needs to die. So does most of his board as well. We need blockers for everything. A walking ballista. X1. Yep. That's going to do it, actually. Short of a board wipe, we need a languish here. And it is not a languish. Okay. Crew. Loot. We need that languish. It's a land. Alright, get rid of the skeleton. Maybe shouldn't have done that, actually. Give that -1/-1. Play a land. Could Macabre Waltz for our 2 1-drops discard the prized amalgam? Play our 1-drops. We've got 3 blockers then. Keeps us alive, I suppose. Discard the amalgam. Could also just pay the 1 as well. Just to kill that. And then we'll go sniper. Pass, see if we die. Never. We are dead to another removal spell. Okay, we've got a block here. Ballista needs to die right now, because that'll take us to 1 on the sack. So we've got grasp for that. There's a lot that kills us here. Got to remember he's got a return as well for a 2/2 in his graveyard. And we get more lands. Right, we don't actually have to use the grasp on the ballista here, because we can actually use the sniper instead for its -1/-1 trigger. Pay 1 instead of 2, which might be useful. And we get more lands. Discard the island. Kill the ballista. He sacks it in response. We go to 1. He takes 3. Skeleton. And do we hold this swamp in hand? I think we do. Just bluff an extra card. Because we're going to be using this grasp and we're going to be empty-handed anyway, so... We've got all the mana we need right now. suppose the upside to playing the swamp there was actually if we... Oh, he's disconnected. He don't think he's going to win. Alright. If we draw a creature, we win. If he doesn't play a blocker here. And there's his return. Okay. Exiles our Daredevil. Sky Sovereign. Doesn't quite do it, but it does get rid of the zombie token. We'll swamp so that we can use... Well, the loot really doesn't matter. Sky Sovereign kills the zombie. Get back our Daredevil. Because now we can loot. Crew. There's no hasty zombies, so we don't have to worry about that. He's taking 4 right now. I think we will loot. We get another copter, so we'll get rid of the Daredevil. Because the copter brings back the Daredevil anyway. Can't believe we won this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I can't believe we won this. It's like a wayward servant just kills us on the spot, and he doesn't have anything. Oh my god. Whoo! Drake Haven as well. Oh, you were late. That works for me. Drake Haven. Crew. Just to be on the safe side. Let's get a larger creature going through. Loot for the sake of it. Sanitarium. No -1/-1 counters, please. We'll, however, get a Drake, because we can. And that's game. How is that game? Oh my god. That was too close. Alright, well, that's going to do it for today's episode. So if you did enjoy today's episode, then be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon as well, right next to the subscription button. And you'll get notifications when I release new videos. If you did enjoy this particular deck and you want to see more of it as well, for $1 on Patreon, which is the best way to keep the lights on this channel. You can get access to a new Magic and Gwent video every single week for just $1 a month. So if that's something that interests you and you want to support the channel just that little bit more, that's a great way to do it. Alright guys, I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.